is going on, YouTube world? My name is Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice, because that is my nickname. I appreciate you guys for watching this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right about now, as it does help these videos get out to the public and my channel to grow overall. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly, and almost every single day if I can, and turn on post notifications too, so you do not miss a single one of those videos that I post. It is only right, you guys. LSU defeats Clemson 42-25 to win the national championship. And guys, I'm an Ohio State fan. I don't try to hide it. It would have been very nice and sweet for my Ohio State Buckeyes to be hoisting that trophy this year. But again, shout out to LSU, man. You know, I got nothing but respect and love for LSU today. You know, I'm not an LSU fan, but again, I'm actually happy for their fan base. I'm happy for their players. I'm happy for Joe Burrow, former Ohio State Buckeye, by the way. I'm happy for him, and I'm happy for Coach Ed Orgeron. I really, truly am. You know, Ed Orgeron, he was laughed at when he got the LSU coaching job. A lot of people felt he was not equipped to allow LSU to compete for a national championship. You know, they felt that Ed Orgeron was not the guy. He was laughed at. But Ed Orgeron, credit to him. This year, he realized, oh, I see teams like Clemson, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Alabama scoring a bunch of points and winning a lot of games. Our team is good, but we need to change some things. We need to change our offensive philosophy. Last year, LSU was more of a run-first team that loved to play defense. He realized that in today's college football, you need to be able to keep up with the opposing team. Having a great running game and having a great defense is just not going to get the job done. You have to be able to threaten the opposing defense in the passing game. You need to have explosive plays on the outside, in my opinion, in today's college football to win games. And I believe you cannot win a college football national championship having a game-managing quarterback. And I believe that Coach Ed Orgeron said we need to get the best out of Joe Burrow. So how am I going to do that? He went out in the offseason and he got a guy like Joe Brady from the New Orleans Saints to come in there and be the offensive passing game coordinator, to pretty much call plays, to run the offense. I felt in the offseason this was going to be one of the most underrated moves in all college football. And boy, did it pay off, man. LSU's offense was scoring points left and right. They were arguably a top 3 offense all year. I'd argue probably the best offense in college football. And I gotta give LSU some credit, man. They did not have an easy schedule at all. They beat Texas at the time when they were ranked, okay? They beat a ranked Auburn team. They beat a ranked Florida team. They went on the road to Alabama in Tuscaloosa versus a healthy Tua Tagovailoa and got a W, okay? They beat the Georgia Bulldogs to win the SEC title, okay? By a wide margin. They destroyed the Oklahoma Sooners in the college football playoff semifinal game. Then they go on to defeat the defending national champion Clemson Tigers 42-25. And man, I gotta say, I'm so happy for LSU fans. I'm so happy for Coach Ed Orgeron. I'm happy for Joe Brady, who's now gonna be coaching with the Carolina Panthers, joining Matt Rule's staff in the NFL. Good for him. Good for Joe Brady. And I'm happy for Joe Burrow, man. I really am. You know, this is a guy that was doubted at first. You know, wasn't a high recruit coming into college. He committed to Ohio State, didn't get the playing time at Ohio State, got beat out by JT Barrett, got beat out by, you know, Dwayne Haskins, and he did not take no for an answer. He went somewhere else, he transferred, and he rolled the dice. You know, he went to LSU, and he said, I'm gonna start here, and I'm gonna earn a starting spot, and I'm gonna do great things. And boy, did Joe Burrow do great things. The first year was a little bit rocky. You know, he did play well in his bowl game versus UCF, but again, Joe Burrow from last year to this year. Last year, if Joe Burrow would have entered the NFL draft, he would have been a 5th round pick probably at best. He goes from a 5th round pick to arguably the #1 overall selection of the upcoming NFL draft this season. That's a huge leap, and a leap as a quarterback that I've never seen taken from a player in college football history. I know Baker Mayfield took a big leap last year, but Baker Mayfield was kind of like projected to be like a 2nd round pick, maybe a 3rd round pick. Then he goes #1 overall. No, Joe Burrow went from a 5th round pick to arguably the best quarterback in the entire NFL draft class, man. And I gotta credit Joe Burrow, man. He may have had one of the best college football seasons of all time. his Heisman season stacks up with anyone in history. It's right up there with Jameis Winston's Heisman season. It's right up there with, Cam Newton's Heisman season. Guys that won national championships while winning the Heisman Trophy as well. Joe Burrow, 64 touchdowns total on the year. Had over 50 touchdown passes. I believe the 64 touchdowns is a single season college football record, which is crazy. He did that in the SEC, guys. The SEC is the best conference in college football. Pretty impressive right there, I say. Threw for 5,000 yards, 76% completion percentage on the year. And guys, you can talk about Joe Brady all you want. Yes, Joe Brady helped develop Joe Burrow and helped LSU's offense get better to a certain extent. But guys, the numbers do not lie. The tape does not lie. My eyes do not lie to me. Joe Burrow looked like a first-round pick throughout the entire college football season. He clearly did the work to improve his mechanics, to get better arm strength, to be better inside the pocket, to be more accurate. You don't fake your way into the type of season that Joe Burrow had. A quote-unquote coach does not make the season that Joe Burrow had. Of course, he was aided by the coaching, but again, he did the work. He put in the time to get better as a quarterback, and he just earned himself potentially being the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft. If I'm the Cincinnati Bengals, I am taking this guy, no questions asked. I think Tua Tagovailoa is going to work in the NFL potentially, even though I do think he's a little bit overrated. I do think Justin Herbert's very good. I think Jacob Eason and Jordan Love have promise, but again, I think it's a no-brainer pick for the Cincinnati Bengals, guys. It really is. And listen, I think LSU is one of the 5 best college football teams of all time this year. This 2019 LSU Tigers team, they're one of the 5 best college football teams of all time. I believe that Clemson's team last year was one of the 5 best college football teams of all time. The 2018 Clemson Tigers that beat the Alabama Crimson Tide to win it all when Trevor Lawrence absolutely went Super Saiyan and shocked the college football world. I believe that team was really good. We could talk about the 2005 Texas Longhorns. We could talk about the 2001 Miami Hurricanes, who personally to me were probably the best college football team of all time, at least the most talented. But this LSU Tigers team from 2019 is one of the 5 best college football teams. A couple years from now, we're going to look back at this team and see all the great draft picks that have come from this team and be like, man, this team is one of the 5 best college football teams of all time. And they proved on the field. They beat pretty much every single team that was really good in front of them. They beat their team. They beat all these teams by an average of about 25 points per game. So shout out to LSU. Shout out to Joe Burrow. Amazing season. Let's kind of talk about this game and how it went. To me, my prediction came true. Yes, I picked the LSU Tigers to win this game. I felt that LSU was just a better team, and that's ultimately what the difference was. LSU was just better than Clemson. I felt Clemson got out-coached, which was pretty shocking to me. I thought Dabo Swinney was going to come with a great game plan. It lasted for a while, but again, I think Ed Orgeron out-coached him. I really did. LSU was just faster to me. They had faster players. They had bigger, faster, stronger athletes. They are faster and better on offense and defense. They had over 600 total yards of offense on the day. Joe Burrow, he outplayed Trevor Lawrence. That was a big difference in the game. And LSU, man, they played almost flawlessly, man. They were the better team, and I felt they were the better team all year. This game was not as close as the score looks like. I should say this game was a lot closer than the score indicates. That's what I meant to say. It was 28-25 with about 7 minutes left in the third quarter. At one point, Clemson looked like they were probably going to run away with this game. At one point, Clemson was up 17-7 after a T. Higgins touchdown, which he broke a bunch of tackles. He's going to be an NFL stud one day. Trevor Lawrence did run for a touchdown. But the ultimate story was, man, Joe Burrow vastly, and I mean vastly, outplayed Trevor Lawrence, man. Trevor Lawrence, he only completed 48% of his passes. He had a QBR of 38. To put this in context, I'm not a big stats guy, but I want to put these things in context. A 50 is considered average when it comes to QBR. And Trevor Lawrence had a 38 QBR. He only had 234 yards passing, no touchdown passes. He did run for a touchdown, but again, Trevor Lawrence was not impressive on the day. He overthrew several wide receivers. He overthrew them a ton. He underthrew guys. He was missing throw after throw. He was constantly pressured. He looked confused at times. He looked rattled inside the pocket. Some of his decision making was not great, and it's a bad game. Trevor Lawrence initially, I believe he was 25-0 as a starting quarterback at Clemson. Now he's 25-1. And listen, I'm not going to overreact to this too much. This is not going to change my opinion on Trevor Lawrence too much. I still think Trevor Lawrence is probably going to be on track to be the number 1 overall pick next year. He's very good. He's going to be a great pro in the NFL when his time comes. But again, he was not great last night. And again, he's entitled to a bad game. Don't overreact and say, oh, yep, I see it. Oh, Trevor Lawrence is trash. He got exposed. Joe Burrow's so much better. Listen, I understand if you want to say that Joe Burrow may be better than Trevor Lawrence again. That's fine with me. But again, guys, don't overreact. Trevor Lawrence is still very good. Clemson is going to be back next year. They'll compete for national championships next year. The ACC is still absolutely terrible. Clemson and Trevor Lawrence will be back next year. Just remember I said that, okay? And, Joe Burrow, he was nearly perfect on the day, 31 for 49, 463 yards passing, 9.4 yards per attempt. He had 5 touchdown passes. The one pass that was not very good was, Nolan Turner almost had a pick six that could have changed the game for Clemson at that point in the game. I believe LSU was up by, I think, like 4 points. And if he got that pick six, it could have changed the game. But that was about the only really bad throw that I saw Joe Burrow make in this game. Joe Burrow was virtually perfect in this game. He was moving outside the pocket, extending plays. Clemson brought the heat. They brought pressure constantly to try and confuse Joe Burrow, to try and get after him, to try to rattle him. But nope, he was prepared. He got the ball on time. He threw a great anticipation, great accuracy. He was just money. I don't care how many good defenders you have. You cannot defend a perfectly thrown football. And there were about 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 just perfectly thrown footballs by Joe Burrow in this game. And Jamar Chase, he could not be stopped. Jamar Chase had 2 touchdowns on 9 catches. A.J. Terrell, the Clemson defensive back, they're arguably their best corner. He got burned a lot in this game. A.J. Terrell, there was potential talks for him as potentially a first-round pick, maybe. I didn't see it personally. I thought A.J. Terrell got exposed in this game. Thaddeus Moss, I told you guys he would be the X factor in this game. He had 2 touchdown catches on the day. And LSU, their defense did just enough. They overwhelmed Trevor Lawrence and the Clemson Tigers offense. Clemson saw some success early, but again, after halftime, their offense virtually did nothing. And Clemson and the LSU Tigers offense continued to score. And they scored in the red zone. That was very key because Ohio State left a lot of points on the table versus LSU. Versus Clemson, I should say. Ohio State left a lot of points on the table versus Clemson. Let me be clear, okay? LSU, that was not the case. LSU put Clemson away when they needed to. They were efficient in the red zone. They did not settle for field goals. And Joe Burrow, he was virtually perfect on the day. That's just the story of the game. That's my analysis. That's my takeaways. If I'm the Cincinnati Bengals, I'm taking Joe Burrow, no doubt. This LSU Tigers team is very good. They do lose a lot of talent next year. They'll still be good, but I don't know if they'll make the college football playoffs next year. We shall see. But either way, it's a time to celebrate if you're a Tigers fan, man. Unfortunately, the New Orleans Saints decided to choke in the NFL playoffs to someone named Kirk Cousins. But again, I think if you're a Louisiana sports fan, you're happy about your LSU Tigers winning this game. Shout out to LSU. They were the best team all year, arguably, and they earned it, man. Joe Burrow, he goes from a 5th-round pick to the 1st overall quarterback taken in the draft, arguably, in my opinion. And I think Joe Burrow is going to be a very solid pro quarterback. I don't know if he'll ever be a superstar. Again, turning around the Cincinnati Bengals is going to be a challenge in itself just because their ownership has a lot of questions. Their roster is just overall not great. They're going to be picking number 1 overall for a reason. The reason why is because their roster is just not that good. But again, if anyone can turn around the Cincinnati Bengals, I believe it is potentially Joe Burrow. Shout out to the LSU Tigers this year. They earned their national championship. Be sure to comment where you agree with me and disagree with me. Love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right now if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. A fun fact about me is I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world. I want to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. Kind of like Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp. You get the point. Okay, I want to do sports, television, and radio for a full living once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. So the best thing you guys can do to just help me continue to grow as a young broadcaster is to just share this channel with all your friends, because potentially if this channel really gets somewhere, I want to start my own network, okay? Or potentially if it doesn't, or if I fall a little bit short, I want to go into a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. So the best thing you guys can do to just flat out just help me grow as a broadcaster, help me learn, get other people hip to this channel, just share this channel with all your friends, share this channel on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. Also, be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And once again, guys, just share this channel with everyone you know. Get everyone hipped and watching these videos. Get my voice out there and heard. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. It's been your boy, Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in today. I really do. Have a God blessed day. Stay motivated, you guys, and I'm out.